Hello everybody, today we're going to be working on what translates into called the Tetris Stitch. The original video is here on YouTube, however it is in Turkish, so if you want to follow along here in English, that'd be amazing, but make sure we all go back to that original YouTube video and give her some credit as well. It's a really simple stitch. It basically only consists of single crochet and one very unique stitch that I wouldn't know what to call other than a quad stitch. It's like a triple crochet, except for it has one more loop added onto it, and it's very unique. This stitch I think would be good for like a little purse or wallet or a tote bag. If you use a bigger hook than the yarn recommends, I would say this would be amazing for like scarves or blankets that wouldn't be too heavy. Otherwise, if you use a hook that's smaller than your yarn, the pattern is going to be quite heavy. Right now I'm using a hook that's smaller than my yarn recommends, so my stitches are going to be slightly tighter and not as loose, simply put. So for the beginning foundation chain, which will count as a first row, we're going to have a multiple of 8 and then plus 3. So here I have, I believe, a chain of 27 stitches. And then that is going to be our first row, if you decide to follow along with me. And then in this, we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And we're going to do single crochet in every stitch all the way down until we get to the end, and we should have a total of 26 stitches to work in the next round with. Alright, here we're coming up on the end. And once you get to the end, always make sure you count to see how many stitches you have. In total, the amount of stitches you should be able to work with next row should be the multiple of 8 plus 2, so 1 less. So let's just count and double check our work. Alright, 26, so we do have all of the correct number of stitches here in their first row. And I'm going to work with black next because I feel like it is probably the worst color to have a tutorial on. And it'll actually be the last color that we work on. So for the next row, when you have your little loop on, we're going to change colors. You just slip stitch it in there, pull tight on your original first yarn, and then do a chain 1 and rotate your work. Alright, and then now for this row, we're going to again do single crochet all the way along this row. I'll meet you back at the end, but basically when you're done with that row, for the 4th row, you're going to chain 1, turn it, and do the same exact thing. I'll stop back here at the end of every row, but just so you get the idea, super simple, super easy. Alright, we are done with our, actually it'd kind of be the second working row. We are going to count that first chain as a row, but I'm going to ignore that for now. So we finished our second working row, and it's all single crochets of our black. You can see that I hid the tail underneath. I was crocheting along. I think this is the back of the pattern, but I'm not sure. If it's not, I'll fix that later. So when we get to the end of the row, we're going to, this is why black is bad for a tutorial. We're going to do a chain of 1, then we're going to rotate the yarn, and we're going to do a single crochet in every single stitch all the way down to the end, and you should still end up with just 26 stitches. So let's go. Alright, and here we are at the end of our third row. Yeah, third row. We've got a bunch of single crochets in there. Got a nice little row of black, nice little row of white. And then we're going to switch to our third color, our beautiful, wonderful gray. We're going to switch over to it just like we did the last. If you're doing this for an actual pattern, feel free to actually cut off the yarn. I'm just taking the swatch apart afterwards, so I'm just keeping my yarn all together here. With the gray, you're gonna chain 1 and rotate. And just like we did for the last 3 rows, we're just gonna do a single crochet in every stitch across the top all the way down. I'll see you when we're done. Alright, so here I am all done with the 4th row. This would be the first row of gray. It's all single crochet, just like the previous ones. I do have 26 in here. Yeah. I'm going to chain 1, rotate, and we're going to do the same thing again for the next row, and I'll meet you back at the end. Alright, we got all of our 26 stitches in the last row we did. I'm starting to lose track, I believe that's row 5. And then here we're going to change back and go back to our original color, which was the white. So I'm just going to pick it up. Whoops, wrong end. Just going to slip stitch it in. Tighten up my gray. And then do a chain and rotate. So this is where we start to get into the actual pattern. This is the front. I'm going to fix this right here quick because I don't want this little tail sticking in here for a beautiful pattern. There. So this is the front of the pattern, and this is where we're going to start getting our unique texture in. Yeah. So in the very first, the first bar we're going to make is going to be 5 in, but first we're going to do 4 chains, or 4 single crochet, the next 4 change, 1 single crochet in the next 4. There, that's right. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then the 5th one, this one, instead of working anything in this hole right here, we're going to take our yarn and yarn over our hook 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping this will learn to focus better. There we go. Then we're going to count on our first row, not our foundation chain, but our first row after that, 5 in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in, and it's like a back pull stitch. You go behind that whole entire stitch. As you can see, we're going to yarn over, and I pinch my material because I find that easier for me to pull it through. Pull through. You're going to yarn over, pull through 1, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we have our first bar. we're going to do the same thing again to the next stitch. So we're going to wrap around 3 times. We have this stitch where our first bar is in, so we're going to go to the next one. I'm going to put our hook behind, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 for the first, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, and then on the back we can see that we made 2 stitches by doing our bars. So we're going to skip 2 stitches. So stitch 1, stitch 2, and then we're going to crochet into the third stitch. 1, 2, 3. We're going to crochet a single crochet in that third one. There we go. And then we're going to do a total of 6 single crochet until we get to our next bar. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the bar pattern is basically the same thing. You're going to do, it's all in a pattern or a repeat of 8. So there we have 6 of our single crochets. We're going to make another bar by wrapping around 3 times. And then we're going to count to the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 down here. Because it'd be our 7th stitch up here, so we want the 7th stitch down here. I'm going to go put it through the back. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. If anybody has an idea of what this stitch's name is actually called, that'd be cool because I haven't been able to figure one out yet. Alright, so we have another bar. We're going to wrap around. We're going to repeat the same process again. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Right, there we have our second bar in the making. So it does have like a 3D effect. So you can take your finger, you can actually like go behind here. And my finger's too big. See? So that's pretty cool. And back here we're going to go to the third stitch and single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and single crochet. I'm going to do 6 in total single crochet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 and 8 will be the bars again. 2, 3. Alright, we're going to go in single crochet in the third. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to single crochet all the way. 2, 3, and then 4. And the reason we start off in the beginning as a multiple of 8 plus 3 is so then on both sides you can get an even spacing between our bars in here. Otherwise you might end up having like 5 stitches over on this right side and only like 2 stitches over here, and it wouldn't look just eye appealing as much. We like to have it kind of consistent. So then for our next row, we're just going to do a chain 1, rotate. This is what our back looks like. And then we're going to do single crochet all the way across until we get to the end. Alright, and here we are at the end, and then we're going to switch to our next color, which is our black. Remember I said we're going to actually work with the black basically last. So I'm going to switch our color to the black. And then we're going to do 2 rows of the single crochet just as we have before. So once you switch over to the black, make sure you chain 1 and then rotate. And just do the 2 rows of the single crochet just like this second color down there, and then I will come back and meet you when you have your 3rd color row back on your hook. Alright, so when you're done with your black row, we're going to switch back over to our gray. I ended up already doing that, going on without you guys. So when we switch back to our gray, then we're ready to make our next bar. It's going to end up being between these white ones right here. So remember, when we change our colors, we're going to chain 1 and then turn, and then we're going for this row, since this is for the middle bars, we're going to do 8 single crochets just on these edges, just on these corners, so we can try to get it all center. Let's try to get this focused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so once you have 8, we're going to do another bar. And it's going to be the 3rd stitch in. I say 1, 2, 3. Yep, this one right here, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 from the other side, so it'd be even. We go into the bottom, not the top stitch, but the bottom stitch. If you go into the top, it might get this little wave effect to it. Still looks nice. Really can't tell. There, and then we have our first gray bar. We're going to do it again to the next stitch. I believe this is called a back post. Could be a front post. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Alright, and just like we did on the first row, then we are going to go and insert our hook into the 3rd chain. It's black yarn, so you can't see, I know that. I'm going to do a single crochet. There we got our bar. And then we're going to do chain 6, or not chain 6, single crochet of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we are going to do our bar. Like I said, in the first repeat of bars, it is just a repeat of 8, so 6 single crochets and then the bar of 2. So we go, we're gonna 1, 2, 3. Okay, yep, this one right here. Insert our hook. Pull through, yarn over, pull through 1. And we'll pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. There we go. Yarn over, pull through 2. over, pull through 2. We're going to do it again. Pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, restart. Insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We have a success. And then we're going to single crochet in the 3rd stitch. 1, beautiful. So far, this is what we have. That didn't help focus it at all, did it? There we go. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And there you go. And this is basically what you're going to be repeating the entire time. So for the rest of this pattern, you would go back across with the gray. You would start on your white yarn next, and you'd do the 2 rows of single crochets in the white. And then when you come back to the black yarn, you will do what you originally did for this first post. You will do a 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets in, and then you will do your post in black coming into right here, or your second color in your row right here. And then that is basically how it will repeat the entire time. If you guys feel like you need more explanation, just ask questions down below. I'd be happy to answer. But if you want to just chill and keep watching as I continue this on so you can just see a little bit more, that's awesome. Otherwise, you can always keep replaying this over and over. But this is essentially what the pattern is. This is all it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.